a random live again. I don't know if anybody gonna show up or not, but just in case anybody shows up, open discussion, whatever. Do I got any viewers yet? Not yet. All right, two viewers. Wolf, what's up, Wolf? Two viewers, three. That's all I need. It's any questions, man. Talk about whatever. Ask me about my hair. Y'all know the usual. Eddie, what's going on? What going? What going? Just open discussions today, man. Talk about whatever. Ask whatever. I actually just finished washing my hair like an hour ago. So just sitting around letting it dry. I went about a couple of weeks without, maybe a week and a half without washing it. So I was due for one. So that's what I'm doing, man. I figure I'd talk to my YouTube subscribers while I'm letting it dry. It's pretty much done. Like I just slapped it against that brick outside. Sat in the sun I usually sit in the sun much longer, but you know, um, sat in the sun. I was out there for like what, maybe 10 minutes. But if I slap it hard enough and thorough enough, like I don't really need to sit in the sun that long, at least yet. So that's what I'm doing. Let my hair dry. So if anybody got any questions, anything you want to say, whatever, you can ask it. I'll answer it. I'm trying to pull the comments up on my laptop so I can see it quicker. All right, here we go. Is it good to cover your locks while you sleep? Some people got that thing with that. Me personally, I just tie mine back when I sleep, or sometimes I don't do anything to it. As you definitely should tie them, put something over your locks, if they're damp. So like you want to let it air out. Daquan's music, what's up, my boy? So yeah, you want to, but if you want to cover it while you sleep, that's a choice up to you. I mean, I just feel restricted, so I don't really cover my hair while I sleep, man. Um, I watch you use the aloe in the other video. I did that before, but I had some of the white residue from the aloe in my hair. Do that happen with you? Um, I think I gotta know what you mean, but because sometimes I don't know if you strained it. If you did strain it, then some of that white residue may be because just of the slime itself. So a lot of times people they let it, like if I put it in my hair, right, like I just did on the video, and now this is just with the aloe, and I just let it sit and I don't rinse it out because some people like to leave it sit in their hair. If you don't rinse it out, then it has to go. It has to return to some form. It's just science. It has to return to something. It just doesn't evaporate. So that's probably the white residue that you have in your hair as far as using it. So that's why I use it. I let it sit in for a little bit and I rinse it out. Also, that's why I mix the cactus with it, because the cactus I find is thicker, and combined with the aloe, you still get the effects of the aloe, obviously. Um, but it's just not, you don't get all of the residue and stuff. So, but I have heard of people getting the residue up in their hair from using the aloe. Usually it's from not rinsing it out. That's why I rinse it out. I got a satin pillowcase, so no need to cover. Yeah, and yeah, you can always get you a satin pillowcase, and you won't have to worry about covering your hair. I have a satin pillowcase. I just never happen to use it. So, Fruits for Life. What's up? What's up? No problem, Eddie, man. Get you right, you know. But again, if you're not straining it, definitely strain it. Hebrew Nazarite, what's going on, man? Good to have you here as usual. Yeah, definitely strain it with a towel or a cloth, or they nut milk bag or whatever they call that. I'm looking at my laptop, guys, so if I'm not looking in the camera, that's why. Because I can see the comments quicker on my laptop. People we got in here, we got 9 people. Any new people coming in, it's open discussion, man. Ask whatever. I usually oil my scalp like right after I'm done, so like it's still moisturized. I can still oil my scalp, but I haven't done so yet. Still, like it's pretty much dry though, man. Like my hair is pretty much dry now. It doesn't really take that long. So people ask me, does it take long or is it heavy? I washed it, beat it, and it's, I mean, it's still a little damp, but like I wouldn't go to sleep on my hair like this really, if I can help it. But in another hour, hour and 20, it'll be dry enough to where I can like go to sleep with it. But right now, I mean, it don't take that long to dry. So now, if I was in the sun, if I stayed outside, then it would be obviously it would be dry quicker. But right now, I work out regular, so I rinse my locks with rosemary, mint, and sage instead of constantly washing my locks. What you think about that? You know what, man? I work out as well, and I don't like you. I don't want to wash my hair all the time, so sometimes I'll just rinse it, get under some cold water, rinse it. Like you say, you do the herb rinses, the herbal rinses. Then hey, that's good too, man. Keep it fresh throughout because nobody. I don't. Well, I know I don't. You don't. I don't really want to wash my hair all every time I work out. So I think that's a good. That's a good thing you got going. So sun dried dreads are the best. Yeah, sun dried dreads are great. Mr. RD, are you able to sleep? Wait, are you able to see us on your side, or are you only see what? Okay, are you only able to see us on your side, or only see what we write? Just curious on how the live works. I don't know what you mean. Like when you comment, I can see it. I can see what everybody says in the comment section. If that's what you mean. Or you mean like, am I able to see like your profile pictures or something? If that's what you mean too, I can see your profile pictures. Like I can see who said whatever comments. Oh no, no, I can't. Nah, nah, I can't see like y'all physically. No, no, I can't see. I can't see anybody's faces. Like if you're like if you're on your phone or whatever, I can't see you guys on your phone. I can just see your comments and your avatars on your YouTube pages. But there is there is I don't know if I can do it here. I don't even know what this is. But there is ways like people can like get on certain apps and whatnot and get on YouTube and see each other face to face. But I can't see you face to face right here. Ocean Madness, what you doing? I'm just chilling, talking to people, man, having a conversation. That's about it, man. Bro, what is that thing that goes into meat holes? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't even know what that means. Oh yeah, your locks are straight epic. Thank you, man. I'm grateful for the compliment. Where do you get your aloe plants from? I can rarely find mine in in my home state. I just go right to Walmart. I go right to Walmart, man. Now, at like a few years ago, for whatever reason, they wasn't selling them in my area, man. And I used to have to order them from people. But now, I just randomly went into the store one day. Rest in peace, DMX, and they was in there. Yeah, definitely rest in peace, DMX. What is your diet like? Man, I just incorporated fish like a couple months ago, salmon to be specific. Um, but you know, I mostly eat like I love lentils. Get a lot of my cooking from the Jamaicans, and I just add my own twist to it. Uh, other than that, I just eat like that, man. How often do you do the cactus and aloe wash? Randomly, whenever I feel like it. Might do it once or twice a week sometimes. Yeah, it's been raining here for like the past few days. So, but usually when the sun is out, man, it's a real hot day, and I'm just chilling out. I'm not busy or doing nothing. I'll hurry up and do it real quick. Now, for me, the cactus is kind of hard to come by here. I mean, there are people who have them in their yards and stuff, but you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to just walk in somebody's yard and be like, hey, can I get a cactus? Every now and then somebody will let me get one, but somebody that I'm cool with. But the cactus, which I like I prefer the cactus better. But but I'm not opposed to using aloe by itself, as you guys know. I'll use the aloe by itself, so I might do it twice a week sometimes. It's random. So I'm more likely to be doing the cactus. I mean the aloe wash because they're like readily available. Like I have like six of them in the fridge right now. And oh man, what's that guy? That guy, Ancestor. Ancestor Kush, she asked me what's my diet like. I was thinking about doing a video, man. Sometimes people, when they have a certain look, I don't know if that person's still here or not, but I hope he isn't listening or whatever. Who's ever here? Um, a lot of times people feel like, man, because they have a certain look, like they have like certain dreads, or they're trying, I'm saying, they feel like they got to be vegan, and a lot of times people lie about being vegan, because it goes with. It's kind of like people don't want to be shamed, for still eating meat or still eating whatever they eat. Some people probably still eat McDonald's, Taco Bell, and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then, listen, man, everybody's not going to be able to walk the same path. And I'm not saying that the person who asked me, I'm just saying, I'm just throwing that out there. Because this is something I had noticed about. So his question struck the thought again. So I noticed that a lot of people be lying, or they're ashamed to say that they're not vegan because of the way they look. But they might have locks, so they feel like they have to be vegan. You know what I mean? Right? Just be yourself, man. So, have I beat anybody in chess lately? I have not beat anybody significant. Nothing. Nobody that I would um, count it as a win. So, have you been out of the U.S.? If not, what three countries would you like to go to? I've been out of the U.S. a couple of times, but I still want to go to. I haven't visited Jamaica before. I want to visit, certain islands, various islands in the Caribbean. Um, I want to visit Australia. Those are two that I haven't. A couple of countries that I haven't. Um, yeah, let me see. Have I missed any questions? Oh, Island Mike, you'd be washing your hair on a daily where I live. We got aloe, cactus, calabash growing literally everywhere. Bless up. Yeah, man. See, it's plentiful there, so you can just go and grab it whenever you want to. Go sit up under a waterfall and just let the water hit. So yeah, that would be ideal, man. But yeah, the chess thing, man. I don't really have anybody. I don't stay in an area that's really fruitful for chess. It's not a chess hotbed here. I'm trying to make it though. I'm trying to make it. I'm trying to make it one. So, but if I did, man, people would be. I'd probably be playing people from sun up to sundown. Oh man, Australia. How about Africa? I'm in South Africa. I mean, again, that's one of them things. Like, hey, man, I've been to Djibouti, Africa, by the way. But I don't feel like I should go to Africa just because, like, you know what I mean? Like, Africa is a large, large, large place, man, and there's a lot of places that I would want to visit. It's not that I would not want to visit Africa. I'm just a random person, so like I see certain places, and I see something about those places, and I'd be like, I want to go there. So yeah, I'm not opposed to visiting South Africa or any place in Africa. Um, I get the question a lot. I get that question a lot, as well as being a free farmer. For 10 years, I eat seafood myself, but people assume that I'm a vegan, but I choose to not put a label. So there you go. A lot of people, they feel like you should do something. Uh, Scorpio habits. Do you have end breakage on your locks from having them over time? I think I might have said this on the last live. I'm not sure if I mentioned it or not. But sometimes when I don't like sleep with my hair tied up or something like that, or I don't whatever, um, sometimes it gets caught up under me, and like these little pieces, like right here, they'll like a tip of it'll come off or something like that. But oh, matter of fact, let me see this right here, like stuff like that. It'll get caught up under me. All right, man. Appreciate you, Ocean Madness, for stopping through. Stuff like that'll come off, but I don't mean not no real significant breakage. Um, Any plans on taking a vaccination? I don't have any plans on taking a vaccination. But I'm a pretty. I'm not a black and white person. Like I don't have anything against the vaccination or people who are decide to take the vaccination. Um, it's just just I'm not really a vaccination person like that. But ultimately, I feel people should do what's best for them, what they feel is best for them. The thing about the vaccination stuff is that the people, let's say people who don't take it, they spread out, they spread a lot of fear, a lot of misinformation. And then on the other spectrum, the people who have decided to take it, they kind of like are reprimanding people for not taking it. Of like, hey man, if you're gonna take it, then take it. If you're not gonna take it, then don't take it, and just go about your business. What's the beard regimen? How long you've been growing? I've been growing my beard for a while. I cut it really low. Agia, I hope I'm saying your name right. I call you Agia. I think I'm saying it right. And peace and love to you as well. I've had my beard. I cut my beard down in like 2016, I think it was, and I cut it down here. And so I've been growing it really since 2016. I wash it in the morning with Shea Moisture beard wash. I and I use Shea Moisture beard conditioner after. And I make sure I get it on my fingertips, get it into my skin, and I have a comb. I comb it out, and that's it, man. Okay, I pronounced your name right. Um, Made it to another live. Yes, you did. Second one. Restorative clarity. Would you ever cut your locks for work? Would I ever cut my locks for work? No, I wouldn't cut my locks for work, but that depends, man. I tell people, listen, it's not because I just want to be rebellious, and I think that it depends on what position you're in life. Um, if you are someone who is trying to, if you don't have an established like work track record, and like let's say you have children or something like that, then it's not about you anymore. You know what I mean? Like you got other people to think about. So if you got a woman with you, you know what I mean? Like you either gonna take care of that, or because I don't think that anybody should suffer like because I don't want to cut my locks. Like if I got to get it, I'm gonna get it. So it would depend on what position I'm in life. Um, Now, no, I wouldn't. So ever thought of locking your beard? What's up, Gorilla Locks? I get that question every live. I think about it. I do. I think about it, and sometimes I'm real close to doing it. I just be like, I kind of like the full look. So sometimes I get close to doing it, and I just don't. I don't know. So I don't know. It may happen one day, might not. Uh, did Not Nation do a video on you? To my knowledge, he has done a couple of videos on me. Yeah, he did one like maybe like 2 months ago or something like that. Bente Chef or Chief Jeff, what up, man? Appreciate you stopping through. Just to make sure I didn't miss anything. The spirit been calling me to do sister locks, and I'm really thinking about doing so, but my hair is uneven. I think Sister Locks would be your look. The sister, yeah, Sister Locks would be, right up your alley. I'm not about to sit here and pretend like that you. I don't think you're asking me advice for Sister Locks, or I'm not about to try to act like I know anything about them. I know they're costly. I know that. But Sister Locks are versatile, though. You know what I mean? Um, you can do it. It's like having regular hair. Like you can do a lot with Sister Locks. Well, I'm reading that name like a Louisiana thing because I think that's his name. How it's pronounced, Chauvin. That's how we pronounce it here. Chauvin be found guilty, or Chef? Okay. Will he be found guilty? I think so. I think he will be. I mean, man, if he doesn't, I mean, but we've seen them get off with a lot of stuff, blatant stuff. But this, I don't know, man. It's gonna be bad, bro. Going freeform hard in Kenya, it's even harder to do that. I bet, man. How do you handle dandruff in your locks? Um, you got to find out, change certain things in your diet first. Take certain things out and see how your hair reacts. Because it could be a few things from the inside. Take care of the inside first, um, and just go from there. But for me personally, if I get dandruff, I change up. I might change up the shampoo that I'm using or something like that. Things like that, man. You're hot. Yes, aloe vera. Yeah, the aloe vera and the cactus. Like you see me doing that, keeps your scalp moisturized for a long time. So it definitely helps because it's thick. So I blend some with avocado oil and castor oil. Is wonderful. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can definitely blend aloe with different things. Sometimes I want to, but I just end up forgetting. So I just use it how it is. But yeah, you can definitely blend it. How's the weather over there? I know we had some storms brewing. Yeah, man, the rain just passed. It's a beautiful sunny day out right now. So I've seen police brutality. I've seen cops do worse. That cop had no intention of killing that dude. Media blew that out that out of media blew that whole thing out of proportion. This is coming from a black person. Hey, Mr. RD said that Chauvin had no intention of killing him. I mean, I'll say this. I've been in the military before, right? And like, so there are certain ways that you go about handling someone, and kneeling on someone's neck is not the way. So whether he intentionally wanted to kill him or not, that's not something that's not a way that you handle that situation. So that's what I'll say about that. But hey, you are entitled to your opinion as anybody else. Does pineapple work on freeform wicks? No, you don't want to be putting pineapple in your hair because, I mean, first of all, it's like super sticky, and so you would really have to wash that out. So I don't know why you would put pineapple in your hair. That's another thing. Well, let me read this question first. Just because you've seen words doesn't make what happened innocent or benign. That is true. That is true. Sour and it's probably it'll probably sting. Pineapple is high in acidity. Yeah. Um, oh yeah. So I was about to say that I think a lot of times when we have locks, no matter what types of locks, I think we are looking for how much stuff we can put in our hair. We feel like just because something is good, that it should go in our hair. I do it with aloe to help stay less fuzzy, and I did it twice. Hey man, if that's your thing, you feel like it works for you, do your thing. Epic thumb shows. I appreciate the donation. Um, I would think you would cause buildup. Yeah. Hey, but hey, the man say he, you know, now he got wicks. People with wicks tend to look for want a different aesthetic in their locks. Like um, people people tend to want the smooth look when they got wicks. You know what I mean? So I guess I kind of understand the less fuzzy thing. You know, how is the South? I'm from Canada. Canada, that's another place I would like to visit. Canada. The South is it, it depends on where you at. Um, if you're asking me specifically about where I'm at, or specifically about the aura of the South in general, everybody has their own like culture in the South. You know what I mean? So at different places that you go to, just they just have a different. It's a Southern culture, but everybody has a different type of Southern culture. So that's the best way I probably can explain it. Now that's just from a aura and feeling standpoint of visiting the South or anything. Johnny, on a scale of 10, How easy are freeform locks gonna have buildups? Um, I mean, I don't know if I can answer that on a scale. How easy is it to get buildup in freeform locks on a scale of 1 to 10? Because that depends on what are you putting in your hair. You know, if you don't know how to take care of your hair, well, with any locks, your buildup chances are going to be high. So, that's the best way I can answer that. Mastermind Wicks says he washes every week and rinses twice a week, but I'm starting to love the free look. Um, if you're starting to love the free look, then let it rock out, and well, you can't worry about having the fuzzies. You know what I mean? Because that's just gonna be a part of it. So let it rock out for about. I mean, you already got wicks, right? If you already have wicks, then you'll be there in no time. Just leave it alone for about a month or two. I'm guessing that's about, and then you should you'll have a fuzzy look in no time, or the free look. So then you can try it out, and if you don't like it, hey, you already have wicks, and you can just go back to doing what you was doing. If your locks congoed into one big lock, would you separate them? Um, I don't think so. Uh, Only way I would as was if it became hard for me to get to my hair and get to my scalp and like keep it clean. Then if I can't keep it clean, then I'm gonna do what I gotta do. Keep it properly clean. What's the best water temperature to rinse locks with, warm or cold? I see this question, and I see people. I don't think it matters. I think there's some benefits to rinsing with cold water, because sometimes I'll wash my hair or my beard with warm water, and I'll rinse it off with cold water. Sometimes on a hot day, I feel like, I don't want cold. I don't want hot water hitting my body right now, so I'll get in the shower and put the water kind of cold, in between warm and cold, but mostly a little bit colder. I'll shower like that, and I'll wash my hair like that. How is the cost of living in the South? It Compared to the East Coast and the West Coast, it's great, really great. Like, you can get a house in the South for what you would get, like an apartment in an apartment in a okay neighborhood on the East Coast. So cost of living is really good, especially in like places like Arkansas, because Arkansas has a lot of land, man. Arkansas has a lot of land, a lot of countryside in Arkansas. So, um, food wise, a lot of things are cheaper. Even like as far as food, things like that, it's cheaper. But yeah, it don't the water temperature. I don't, it was best. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. It's just preference. Hot water is cleansing. Cold water to promote kinky and holds on to the hair. I've never heard that before, but hey, that's what Gorilla Lock said. So hey, look into it. If it burns your scalp, it's too hot. Yeah. See, Fruits for Life says it's pretty cheaper in Arkansas, so now you know I wasn't lying to you or just talking out my ass. Utah, I would live in Utah as well, man. Utah is beautiful, man. Shh. That was the first time I ever saw houses like they wasn't little houses either. There was like entire towns on a mountain, like they was on mountains. It's crazy. How long I've been on here for? 38 minutes. Washington State is beautiful. I have seen images of it. It's a place I would not mind visiting, but I would definitely agree that it is a beautiful place. I know a lot of people be wanting to travel out of the country, and I trust me, I definitely get the appeal of wanting to travel out of the country. There's gorgeous places, it's just all over the world, man. But a lot of times, I be like, some states I be wanting to travel to as well. Like, I remember, and I still kind of do. Like, I wanted to randomly live in Delaware, and I don't know anybody there. I didn't see anything there. Like, I just, Just want to move to Delaware. Where's the next place you have in mind to visit? Um, I don't know. Well, I want to visit St. Louis again, man, because COVID is over and the chess scene is starting to pop back out there again, and so it's like it's people playing chess all over St. Louis right now. So there, um, New York. Um, I don't know what other random places may pop up, but those are two places that I have in mind. What rapper has the best dreads? Quavo for me. What rapper has the best dreads? I haven't been keeping up with a lot of the rappers the past probably few years, man. I know. I think Kodak just cut his off though, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that. But the best, I mean, now there's probably a lot of lesser known rappers as well that I'm probably gonna miss, and because they be having like nice ass dreads too, man. So for my ignorance of not knowing a lot of rappers, I'll say Kodak if he still has them, or whenever he had them. I'll say his. J Cole. I like J Cole's locks too. I like. Oh, you know what? I gotta go with Jay Z. Speaking, I gotta go with Jay Z right now. I would say Jay Z has the best locks right now, and that's just not me being biased towards freeform locks. I just think, you know what I mean. I think how his get up, his overall get up, like how he dresses, you know what I'm saying? He can throw on a suit, or he can, it's just his casual clothes. Like his get up help makes his look to me. So I think that his locks are the best for me. I seen somebody said J Cole. Australia is nice. Delaware is cool. I wonder how long Jay gonna keep his locks though. Okay, the man said Kodak still has his set. All right, Kodak's locks are dope though, man. I feel like as much as J Cole's are freeform, he separated them a lot. Probably, yeah. But J Cole's locks, and like when people want to go that route, when people want to go the freeform route, usually those are the types of like his locks. Those are the types of locks that they have in mind, like or like the Lauryn Hill, when she had her locks, stuff like that. Like that's more what they prefer because they still have, you know, the skinny locks. They're separated, but they still have the untwisted look. So that's the look that people prefer more. So that's why J. Cole has really become and that's not listen, he got a lot of flack for when he did that as well. People talked about him too, just like they talk about Jay-Z and Cam Newton as well. Um, but more people kind of like those types of dreadlocks than the ones Cam Newton or Jay-Z or myself has. True on the get up with rocking locks. Love to get dressed up with my locks now. Next, Netflix or Disney? Um, if I had to pick one, Netflix, I guess. I don't really watch Disney. I really don't even watch Netflix. I don't have a Netflix account or anything. Uh, I'm not a movie watcher. I'm more of a documentary person. So Netflix does have some good documentaries, some, but sometimes they got a lot of stuff. They got a lot of quantity, but it's hard to find quality. I guess it depends on what you like, though. This is just for my personal taste. So, but if I had to pick one out of your question, I would probably go Netflix. You should do a subscriber review on Dreads and Wix and the whole nine. Um, I mean, the subscriber thing. I wouldn't be opposed to the idea of that. I wouldn't be opposed to that. but I'm really not technologically savvy like that to be hooking it up like that. So you see how I do my videos, man. I just cut the camera on and press play, and that's it. So, but it's definitely something I'll consider. I get compliments almost every day at work. I think it's amazing to see people don't know me get the chance to interact with me and realize I'm a great person. So we say respect. Yeah, for sure, Johnny. The wilder your Congos are, the better you seem to the non-dreads. Man, you seem like that to people with dreads too. Telling you, man, it's bad, man. It's bad. Man, thinking about that. A lot of times the people with dreads go harder on you than anybody, for real, because they feel like you're a bad representation of them, in some way. I don't acknowledge Delaware and Maine estates. They're way too quiet up there. Yeah, man. You know what? I almost went to Maine. There's a long story behind that. Long story about um, Gorilla Locks may know about this. So earlier, before I got established, when I got out of the military, and I was trying to find certain gigs and whatnot, and I was trying to, I was trying to get as many certifications as possible. So I was looking online, and there was this ad I responded to, and they said that they were a big equipment school, like like not forklifts, like just heavy equipment, and so I was like, you know what, that's something that I would want to get qualified for. So I responded to them, and the lady responded back, and like, to make this long story short, it was a scam, right? It was like they were trying to get people to use their GI Bill to go to their school, but their school wasn't really a school. You know what I mean? So something told me, before I went up there, something told me to look into it. Just see what kind of reviews are going on about it. So I was like, it was horrible reviews, and people was like, bro, you're gonna get a certificate, you're gonna get certified, and they're not even really a real school. So you're gonna take the certificate to a job, and they're gonna be like, what the hell is this? So basically. So anyway, once I saw that, I'm like, oh, okay, this is a scam, and they're trying to scam vets. So the lady said that, okay, we're going to give you, she was like, they told me that they were going to, I knew it was fishy because they didn't give me a plane ticket. Like, any established thing that's in another state, they're going to book you a plane. You know what I mean? So she told me to get all my information printed out, but then I had already looked up the information on their school by then. So I said, okay, this is a scam, and I'm not going to the school. So the school was in Maine. So she was like, I'm like, okay, so I'm waiting on my ticket. I'm like, so, and she was like, so I hit her up, and I was like, what's the deal with this school? And she was like, can you drive up here? And I'm like, yeah, I can drive up there. Like, and I'm just like, but in my head, I'm like, yo, are they nuts? They want me to drive from Louisiana to Maine. So I looked it up for shits and giggles, and I'm like, yeah, they're nuts. So I was like, yeah. So I told her, yeah. So then she sent me a gas card of um, it was like 500. It was a $500 gas card, and they sent me the gas card, and I had like free gas due for like fucking like 2 years, because I didn't go to the school. They were trying to scam me, but I scammed them instead. And then when she found out that I scammed them, well, I didn't scam them. I got over on them. They're trying to scam me. And she sent me an email. She was like, I should call the police on you and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you can't call the police on me because you're trying to scam me. So, yeah, that's how I almost went to Maine. If all dreadheads stopped cutting their hair for a corporate job, would locks be more acceptable? That's a great question, man. If everybody stopped doing it, would it be more acceptable? I think what's happening or what's going to happen is these types of dreadlocks will never be acceptable in certain workplaces, right? Mostly what people are fighting for is the nice twisted locks to be accepted. When people understand that, when people say, yo man, we want locks to be accepted, they ain't talking about this, because a lot of the people with the nice twisted locks, they don't even like these types of dreadlocks, so they can give a f if this is ever accepted in the workplace. They don't want it accepted in the workplace right now. If all the people with twisted locks, right, if we woke up tomorrow and those people were in charge of hiring us, no matter what your hair type was, no matter what your color was, right, if I went into one of those jobs that I'm qualified for, and they saw my hair, they would not hire me because they don't like these locks. So no, kind of that's a great question though, but that's how I feel about it. If all else stopped, then because they're not fighting for these types of locks. They're fighting for their types of locks. Nobody says that, but that's what it is. Would you ever cut your joints if the woman you loved didn't like them? Um, would I ever cut my locks if a woman? First of all, I wouldn't. I wouldn't get with a woman who didn't like my locks. But let's say hypothetically, by some chance, I'm with a woman and she says one day, "Hey, I don't like your locks. Would you cut them?" Then no, I wouldn't cut my locks on a woman. Not because she's a woman, but because that's just, that's not something I would want to do. And I don't think that there's certain things that I don't think that you should do specifically for a person, because a lot of times what happens is you start doing little things for a person, or because of a person I should say, and then now you start to lose yourself because you're just doing stuff because of people, because people don't like it. So, and relationships, you got to have some give and take. Now there are certain things that I probably would do if the woman I'm with didn't like it. It just depends. My hair is off limits though. They try to get me to New Hampshire. See, yeah. Okay, I see. I missed a lot of questions. My bad, people. I'm running my mouth. I have seen Brain Dead movie. It's a classic horror movie. It's a good movie. Yo, I stay in Shreveport, part of Louisiana. What part of Louisiana you from? I'm down here. You stay in Shreveport? I'm down here, down south, man, in Homer, Louisiana. Homer is about an hour from New Orleans. Jay Jones, do you feel with free forms that you are intimidating to some versus manicure locks? Mm, I don't think. I think I am. Yeah. Uh, I think mostly though. On out of 100%, I think I would attribute 40% of that intimidation factor to my hair. The other 60% would just go to my demeanor. What I mean? Sometimes I just have a demeanor to where like I intimidate people. So you look like Tyrone Woodley. Have you got that before? I don't, let me look up Tyrone Woodley. I've never heard that before. I don't know who he is. I'm about to look him up though. I've heard I look like a lot of people though, man. A lot of people. I get a lot of different people. I haven't got that one before though. Is he a I'm looking, make sure I'm looking up the right guy. Is he the MMA fighter? I pray to the Lord no one will ever want to ban freeform locks out of ignorance. Never cut your locks. That's your crown. Do you think women and men lack the ability to cherish partners who are responsible and good? Because of this, it encourages bad behavior that doesn't allow relationships to last. Do I think that women and men lack the ability to cherish partners who are responsible and good? What is good? Good is, a lot of people feel they're good. It's subjective. Um, Good to you may not be good to me. Good to me may not be good to you. Um, do I think that people lack the ability to appreciate those people? I mean, yes, you got some people. Listen, I've had a lot of great women in my life, right? Did I appreciate them like I should have? Hell no. You know, I misused a lot of them. Um, so yeah, me at that point, yes, I like that ability to appreciate that in them. You know, so but that's a responsibility that I have to own up to as a person and as a man. But there are people who do still and have the ability to appreciate those things in a person. I started my dreads a year later due to a woman. While I should be upset, happy I started the right relationship with my woman who chooses to love me despite my hair. See now, your question, Mr. Moore. Oh yeah, Mr. Moore. I think you're a man. Um, right under your question, Gorilla Lock said that somebody didn't appreciate, but he found someone who did. You feel what I'm saying? So you got the people who are so, but do I feel like overall people lack that ability? I would say no, but I can see how one may think otherwise. There's a lot of cheating and a lot of breaking ups going on around here in society. So it depends on one's perception of that. I hope I answered your question thoroughly. My 6-year anniversary is on the 26th, and she hates my hair. Who's for life? Yeah, MMA. Yeah, okay, that's the right person I looked up. Do I look like him? Do I think I look like him? He looks like Odell Beckham. But no, I never got that one. What happens with the scalp when we use aloe, pure, straight, natural, on the hair? For me, what happens with the scalp is that my scalp feels extremely moisturized. Um, Again, I let people know that I do not use this as a form of trying to grow my hair fast or some kind of magic potion. You know what I mean? I just use it on a nice hot summer day. Helps my hair, my scalp feel moisturized, and so that's what it does for me. Now you can read up on it, look up things about what it does to the hair and all of that stuff, and get a more thorough, in-depth outlook. But just from me, that's what I feel like it does for my scalp. I hope that answers your question thoroughly. What's up, man? What's going on? Scroll up, make sure I didn't miss any questions. CJ Moore, I don't know if that guy's or that I don't know that person. I don't know if they're still in here. He said, "Never cut your locks." I don't believe in that. I don't like when people tell people not to cut their locks, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because everyone doesn't hold it in the same regard. So a lot of times when, let's say me, right? A lot of people like my locks. So if someone, let's say if there's a small YouTuber, right? They're struggling to try to cut, they're struggling to keep their hair. And I tell them, bro, don't cut your locks. If it's coming from me, they feel like now that they have an obligation to not cut their hair, even if they want to cut their hair. I think people should cut their hair if it's just not for them anymore. Now, me personally, I'm trying not to never cut mine, but I don't personally suggest to people not to cut their hair because you understand this is the internet. A lot of times that puts pressure on people. You know what I mean? Like, because they might not really want to keep it, and I don't want to encourage you to do something that you don't want to do. Now, there's people who hold their locks in high regard, so they not gonna, they hear that and it's motivation to them. Like, man, don't cut your locks, and they be like, yeah, I'm not cutting my locks. But that's just my take on that. What's up, man? I keep telling people you don't have wigs, you have freeform. Yes, but my hair looks like wigs to people because it's only three. And so a lot of sometimes people think that I formed my hair like this or that I like rubber banded or something. My hair just came out like this, so no, I didn't. But yes, there's a distinct difference between freeform locks and wigs. Do they hand out traffic tickets like hotcakes in the South? It's chill where I'm at. No, I would say that's more on the East Coast where they hand them out like hotcakes. I mean, you use an old shirt, and I used it without just cutting it open. Then on my hair, can it build up flakes like wax does? Thanks. And used it without just cutting it open. Oh, okay. You saying that you used it without the shirt? If you use the aloe straight from out the plant onto your hair, first of all, you have to. There's a gel inside of it, right? So when you do that, the gel is going to have to all of the slime is going to dry up and then you're going to have the gel. The gel pieces are going to get caught up in your hair. So that's why I put it in a t-shirt to blend that out. You feel what I'm saying? Or to strain that out. So you're supposed to put it in a t-shirt or some type of something to strain it with. Uh, Major difference between wigs and freeforms. Christian warrior, do you have any religious or spiritual beliefs? I mean, I have some. Um, you would have to ask me something specific, and I'll tell you, if you care to ask, and I'll tell you how I feel about it. But do I have any? Am I any part of any type of spirituality or belief system? No. Okay, I am not religious either. I just trust Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. Amen. Did you see Tenet? Um, I did not. What is that? I have nothing against someone who believes in their Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Nothing at all, man. Looks like that's a movie. All right. Okay, Tenet. Nah, I've never seen this. But I'm not a big TV watcher, man. I'm not a big movie watcher or anything, or series watcher, TV series watcher. The last series I even watched was Queen's Gambit, and I only watched that for one um, reason only. That was because it's chess involved. Will reparations be paid? Oh man, I think it will be, but I don't think that it will look like people think or thought it would look, right? I think it's gonna be in some form, but just not the form that people envisioned it when this was first started. God bless. Do you watch The Walking Dead? No, I don't watch The Walking Dead. I'm gonna tell y'all what I watch. When I do watch anything, um, I'm into watching like when I get on YouTube, I'm into watching stuff like I like watching psychiatric interviews with patients from like in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, stuff like that. That's what interests me. Um, Sometimes I watch abandoned houses stuff. I'll catch the occasional freeform lock video whenever I can. Um, Chess related stuff, documentaries. I have this app called Canopy where I solely now there's movies and stuff but I solely use it to watch documentaries. That's not on YouTube. Most of them are not on YouTube, or it's hard to get them. So Canopy has them, stuff like that. So I don't watch a lot of TV, man. When I am watching TV, it's probably usually around football season. Catch a game or two. Um, Other than that, I don't watch a lot of TV. So as far as like series and stuff, I don't really know what's out there. But now I have watched The Walking Dead before. I've at least seen it and watched it like a few years ago when it was first out. Okay, you said it's a movie. Yeah, I haven't seen that. I have brown flakes on my scalp where the hair grows through. If I try to remove those flakes, all the hair comes off too. I think these flakes are from the loctician who used too much beeswax 2 years ago. Now, if you have beeswax in your hair, that's not coming out. And it sounds like you should probably go see like a doctor or something to see if it's more serious, if it's that bad. And, or, beeswax, again, that doesn't come out. So you may have to cut your hair and start over. But definitely get your scalp checked, man, and see what's really going on. Do you ever think you will ever go on a waxed journey? For me, I think it's freeform to do us part. No, I don't see myself with any types of locks than the ones I have. I don't think that I will go on. I wouldn't put wax in my hair, for one. So, no. Been on here an hour and 8. Got any questions? Anybody got any more questions? Do you know the Quan Charles story in Louisiana? Brother Philip Scott covered it. I do not. What's it about? I don't know if it's Kawan or Kwan. Jonathan Hammonds, what up? From Salt Lake City, kinda late. Yeah, you ain't really late. I'm still up on here talking to people. I was actually just talking about Utah earlier. I was telling somebody how beautiful of a place it is. I was in Ogden, Utah. I actually went hiking. It was a beautiful place. And I think we actually had to pass through Salt Lake City. Well, that's the airport I went to, that's for sure. Do you enjoy fishing or hunting? I used to, man, when I was younger. But as I got older, things changed, life happened, and then well, fishing for sure, because fishing was something I can do as well. Hunting, I used to go with my pops. He used to take me out every now and then. How were your parents and freeform locks, Johnny? My mom's steady tripping all day. It was a murder. No, I didn't hear that story. Um, how were your parents? I mean, I'm older, so I don't really. They didn't really. They weren't too hot on it. Oh, you just came out there from Chicago. Yeah, that's definitely a change of pace. Um, they weren't really all that excited about it, but again, like I always say, now they don't even really notice it, man. Just a part of me now, so they don't really. But at first, they weren't. They weren't really too excited about it. They would ask me, you know, if I'm gonna get it twisted. Mostly my mom. When I came around, he would ask me when I'm gonna get it twisted and stuff like that. But after a while, they didn't really talk about it too much anymore. Yo, Epic, was that a I don't want to say it like this because I was about to say was it a significant murder? Like he's murdered, so, but I did, that's not what I mean. Like so, like what is the significance of it? Like did something happen with it, or I think what happens with those types of things, man, is that well, you know what? I'll let you if you're still in here. I'll let you explain it first, and then I'll say what I'm what I was gonna say if it's what I think it is. Do you believe in interracial relationships? I believe that if you are doing it for the right reason, then I believe in it. I believe that a lot of times I feel like people hold certain stereotypes, um, and so that makes them want to be in an interracial relationship. And I think a lot of times, and people who indulge in interracial relationships hide behind the "I don't see color" thing um, to cover the stereotypes that they have. If you and listen, I feel like if that's just a person that you happen to vibe with, and y'all just click, then yeah. I heard the South got more strict on hate crimes. They used to brush it under the rug, I guess. I think society in general is getting more strict on that, or more aware, I'll say, on that. Some may say that the police brutality stuff is just hate crimes happening in a different way. It's legalized hate crimes in a sense. But I would say, as far as different types of hate crimes, it depends on which group you ask. 'Cause certain groups feel like they still, there's still a lot of hate crimes is still at all time high. So I think, but I do think that society is becoming more aware of it. That makes sense, you know what I mean? So, what was one mistake, if any, you did or you did to your or with your dreads? What was one mistake? Hmm. I don't know if I have any regrets or mistakes that I did. I would say this. I don't know if this is like a mistake or something. I think that for me, I kind of wish that my locks were more cylindrical because you can see they're flat now. So I wish they were more cylindrical and more full. But that would be nitpicking if I had to answer your question. Haitian boy, my guy, what's going on, man? Go ahead with your thoughts. I was gonna say that. Man, what was I gonna say? I started out like I really knew what I was about to say too. Let me talk a little bit and I'll get it back. It was recent. Okay, so I'm gonna have, when I get off here, I'm gonna have to go. I'll check it out. It was a murder. Okay, it was a murder, and I remember you saying that. You know what I'm saying? And, oh yeah, I was like, okay, that's what I was gonna say. I think that there's been so many like murders. What I have found myself doing, and I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing yet. I haven't sifted through my thoughts on it yet. Is that I'm starting to shy away from these types of things, these types of topics, because I it's like, when I get on social media, I see it. Yeah, although I haven't seen that one specifically, I see a lot of, murders, a lot of brutality, a lot of things, and I kind of just don't want to put it in my head anymore. So I find myself kind of like running away from it, because I don't want to see it. So I kind of like, I'm starting to ignore it. I haven't watched a police brutality video in years, man, because I found out like it's becoming like porn, like murder porn, that people share it, and they don't share it for the benefit of like moving the conversation forward, or any kind of activism. They sharing it just to say, look at this, and it's like they just want you to see it. There's no reason why they want you to see it. They just want you to see it. Hey, look at this person's getting shot. This person's getting killed, whether it be by police or not. They just want you to see it. And so what I've started to do now is just start to shun certain things. So, but in doing that, I miss a lot of what's going on. And again, I don't know if that's good or bad now, because I haven't sifted through those thoughts yet. You know, so that's what I found myself doing. So I miss a lot, unless it's like national stuff to where I can't help but see it. I find myself just not wanting to look at it. So that's what I was going to say about the about that person that you mentioned. It's not healthy to consume like that. Yeah. So I try not to. Water Clements, how you doing? Me too. It's negative energy. Yeah. So, and I feel like if you're not out there trying to do something about it, then I'm not about to just say share this content just to just to say look at this. Just to everybody does a lot of stuff for shock value now, man. And a lot of these people are against that they're against the media. But if you really think about it, a lot of them do what the media does. A lot of times, some media, not all media outlets, and I think another thing, that's another conversation for another day though, but a lot of times people, they don't like the media, but a lot of times the media does give information, you know what I mean? Like, again, there's certain outlets who give you information in a skewed way. Yes, they exist, but a lot of times, there's certain media outlets you can look at that give you correct information. So, but if you think about these people the media that they talk about, they actually do the same thing, because they are just putting content out there for shock value, not for anything significant. So, we talking about whatever right now. You know how I do. I come on here and I talk about whatever, man. People ask me about my hair. I answer hair questions, and then after that, people just talk about whatever. But you told me I was harassing you, so I'm glad to see you in the live. Have you ever faced police brutality? I have not. Do you think some people bring it on themselves? Ooh, that's a tough question to say. Do I think that people bring police brutality upon themselves? That's like saying, okay, listen, and I'll say this again. I was in the military, right? There were certain things that we had to abide by when we were in people's countries, right? Meaning we couldn't just F you up. We couldn't just shoot you out of nowhere without, and it just go unsolved. Like, hey, we shot this person, and why'd you shoot that person? And I felt threatened, and you have to prove why you felt threatened, right? Now, you see a lot of these videos, right, where the police comes in a situation and the person doesn't want to do something, right? They don't want to get out of their car, or they may be resisting a little bit. So a lot of people take that as, well, if this person wouldn't have done this, then they wouldn't have gotten shot. And I'll say this to that: there are certain ways that you go about doing these things. Killing people is not the way. Like, that's not something that you just hop to. I know this because I was in it. You know. So, what's up, Duval Ray? Good to have you here, man. So there's certain things that you go about. Like, you just don't go from 0 to 100, because I've seen it, I've lived it. So I know that's not the way. So do people bring it on themselves? Unless a person is, unless a person reaches for something suddenly, a person has a weapon drawn, then I haven't seen anything to where, there was a recent one where this lady, um, the cop was, going about the job the correct way. She took off in the car, she grabbed for something, and he had to shoot her. That's, his life was threatened. She actually went for something and was going to harm him. That's a different situation. That's not what we're seeing. We're seeing people just not wanting to get out of their cars, stuff like that. That's no reason to kill anybody. So no, I don't think that people bring it on themselves if they're not doing that. Have you been watching the trial of the cop that killed Mr. Floyd? I have not been watching it. Um, Again, like I just said about the other thing, I kind of been shying away from these topics, honestly, because it takes a toll on the mind. So um, I haven't been keeping up with it. I'll see tidbits of it when I get on the internet and stuff, but I haven't been keeping up with the trial itself. But the verdict is going to be very interesting to see what they're going to do. So it's gonna, nobody really wins in this, because a person lost his life, you can't get that back. So there's really no win per se, but it's going to be very interesting to see what they do. I would like to know, do you think that people bring that on themselves? Because that was a very interesting question. It's, if Stacey Abrams, Georgia, and Andrew Gilliam, Florida, become governors at the same time, would that make a difference? Were you in the Navy? You know what? I'm not sure if it would make a difference. Um, I'm not sure. I don't really have an answer to that one. I'm not sure if it would. That's a great question, though. And I was in the Marines. In Kenya, Johnny, if you get it in with, if you get it in with the one time, they cut your dreads off, especially in possession of weed. Just a quick fact. Note to self: don't go to Kenya. But it's funny that they do that, because that's the home of the Dan Kamathi, man, and they went through the whole thing. Um, he was with the Kenyan Land and Freedom Army, and so, I mean, listen, that's why I say everybody's under some type of colonization, man. So I want to say it, you wouldn't think that it's there in Kenya, and a place like that where the Dan Kamathi was birthed, and they went through the whole thing with the British. But, you know, any more questions or thoughts, whichever comes first. Do you think the world will be better if everything was free and people was given land? Thank you for your 99 cents, Sag. Um, do I think that the world would be a better if everything was free and people was given land? No, because then certain people will get more land than everybody else. Certain people will seize more of the pie, more a bigger piece of the pie than everybody else. Greed will still exist. How often are you outdoors for recreation, like your Utah trip? I'm all I'm always outside. But as far as like going for like trips and stuff, I'm outside. Like every trip I take, like I go there for the outside. You know what I mean? So how often? I take a trip about every 4, 5, 6 months or so. When I got the time, when I got the time frame to do it. Um, but as far as just like being every day outdoors, I'm always outside. Have you ever tried Free the Roof Soap Bar yet? I have not. I have not tried that yet. I've been seeing a lot of people advertise it, um, and but I haven't. I haven't tried it. Are you in the conscious community like Tariq Nasheed and Brother Polite? No, I am. I think that the conscious community. I see people say that they treat it as it's like something that they can get in and get out of. I think once you reach a level of consciousness, whatever that is to you, and you know what, I don't want to say level because it makes it sound elitist, but I do think that certain I'll say certain areas of consciousness. That's what I'll say. That's better. Um, it's not like something that I can forget. So I think that's the conscious community is a space of people who have information. I have information. Um, do I go about it like Nasheed or Polite? Absolutely not. I'll never want to get to that level of notoriety. Well, I don't want to say notoriety. I don't want to get to that level of notoriety to where it has me like that. So no, I'm not like that. So they have their consciousness. They have what they know and how they apply it. But as far as like being a part of a conscious community, I know what I know, man. And I think everybody, and I say this on a couple lives that passed, that I think everybody has their area of stuff they know. You know, everybody's consciousness is not going to be about learning about Malcolm X and learning about the Black Panthers and things like that. People's consciousness areas are different. Let me stroll up, make sure I miss no questions. No, I didn't miss any. How long you plan on keeping your locks? Long as I can, man. Can you explain? Can you explain stand your ground laws? I know a little. You know what? I haven't looked at it extensively, so I can't even. I'm not even gonna try to act like I know it extensively to be able to explain it to you. So, but I can give you my what I think it is. I think it's more um, you and a person get into a confrontation, and you basically you feel threatened, like that person has something that you feel threatens your life, and you are within your right because you feel that way to kill that person or use maximum force to allow to prevent that. That's what I think it is. Now I haven't read on it, looked at it, and studied it. So that's just my thing. I don't know. So, do you think racism and discrimination will ever stop? No, you don't. Listen, racism and discrimination are based on power. So as long as a people, anybody want power, then no, that will never stop. Can people in the South really carry guns on their way to the grocery store? If you have an open carry license, yes. But I don't know if how many states. Every state has different gun laws. So in your teen stages, did you um, shade hair? Okay? Did my hair shed during my washes in my teen stages? No, I don't remember my hair shedding during the teen stages of me having locks. Sup, bomber? Yo, man, what's up, bro? Can they carry a rocket launcher or something? I don't think that's legal to have. Maybe it is. I'm not sure. Like I say, everybody has different gun laws, but I don't know. I don't know why you would carry a rocket launcher to a grocery store if it was legal. But I don't know if somebody can carry a rocket launcher in general. Like I don't think so. Feeling like in prison with coronavirus lockdown, bro. What about you? Um, man, well, things are starting to, things are starting to open back up. You know what I mean? So, where you at? But the whole coronavirus thing, man. When we were on lockdown and stuff, I can't really say that it bothered me that much. But I do understand how even people who liked to be inside, it started to mess with them a bit because now like you're not inside on your own just because on your own will. It's because stuff is closed around you, so you can't go. So that started to bother with people a little bit. But for me, man, I don't know. I kind of live in my head anyway, so it didn't really bother me too much. And plus, I have activities that I do that you know I don't really mind staying inside. So, but I people who are outgoing, man, it doesn't really they didn't really handle it too well. Do you ever plan to travel to Africa? I've traveled to Africa before. Um, I would like to go back. Yeah, I would like to go back. Is your town pure black or diverse? My town is diverse. Did you ever feel like you were going bald when your hair started to part itself? uh, nah, I just it's something that you like. You don't really notice it until it's too late. Like by the time I noticed it, like it already happened. So I just looked at it more like this, just how my locks was forming, rather than But like I said, the bad thing is if I ever do start going bald, then I won't have any way to hide it. There's gonna be no, it's gonna be right front and center. So, but I didn't feel like I was going bald. Miss Hunt, which principles that shape your character are you most proud of? May I ask? Um, I would say not looking down on people, treating everybody the same. I treat the CEO like I would treat a person that's on drugs. You know, not looking down on people because of something, maybe something that they wear, or something, what type of house they have, or how big or small their house is, or things like that. So just not looking down on people. I would say that's uh, the most important thing for me. Um, let's see what else. Not looking down on people, treating everybody the same. And I would say being aware of people. I think I have a very keen awareness of um, the people around me. Meaning, I know I can just feel people. I know like what they like, what they don't like, when they like it, when they don't like it, and it gives me a flow of energy with people. Because I know I'm aware of things that they like a certain way, or that I can feel like maybe they don't feel like being bothered or something. I can just read them. So it just keeps a good flow of energy because I'm always aware of who they are as people. Because I like to joke a lot as well. And I know I seem like a very serious person all the time, but like when I get to know people, I joke a lot. So, but a lot of times I can read people and they might not feel like joking that day, you know. And I know how far to take it, man. And I also know that just because you're friends with somebody, I'm 34. Just because you're friends with somebody doesn't mean that like you can be friends with five people, and you can't joke with all five of those people the same way, So, are there abandoned spots of Louisiana? I know Mobile and Selma, Alabama are a little run down. Bless up from Atlanta. Thank you for tuning in, Dwayne Jones, Mr. Dwayne Jones. Are there abandoned spots? Yeah, there are abandoned spots here. Especially when you go more up north, or in the mid Louisiana up north. They're all over, but like we find out when you start to get to those areas, there's a lot of towns, or more West Louisiana where there's towns that just ghost towns. So Abandoned spots are interesting, man. Very interesting. Hey, Johnny, have you ever imagined yourself without my beard? I can't imagine myself without facial hair, man. Listen, if I don't have a full beard, I have to have some type of facial hair. Um, so I don't really, I've not had my beard before, but it's been a long time since even when I had to trim it down, I did not want to trim my beard down at all, but I had to, so it can grow back evenly. Ghost towns are creepy. Louisiana ghost towns sound creepy. Um, it fits you very well, but I was just curious. Thanks, no problem. Um, I mean, I feel like ghost towns kind of anywhere. I mean, I guess they can be creepy, but I guess to me that's the allure of them because it's like, what happened? Why are they abandoned? And it's just um, they're interesting to me, man. Like I would go out there and just walk around out there. That is a very noble trait. Energy has a profound way of guiding you, as should and should therefore be trusted without hesitation. Absolutely. Are you Democrat, Republican, Republican, or prefer not to say? Um, I'm a Democrat. Now that's just me answering you because you asked me, and if I had to choose one, that's what I would say I am. But I don't really identify as one, honestly. I mean politics basically, if you really think about it, it's somebody's way of thinking, and then they say you are a Democrat or you are a Republican. You think like this, you know what I'm saying? So, but I would probably identify as more Democrat. And that beard, Kim Wilcox, and that beard is significant, magnificent, and and it could grow. And if I could grow one, it would look like yours. I appreciate that greatly. Young MJ, it's good, but clean it up a little bit. All right, I don't know what that means, but you got you got people who it's what countries have you been to? I've been to, and this is I've been to Africa. I've been to Italy and Rome, um, Germany. Been to Ireland, and that's it. How many states have you been into total? Texas, Florida, California, Utah. Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Missouri. So if I'm not leaving out anything, nine. Probably forgetting some of them. What country in Africa? How was that? It was in Djibouti. Um, it was by the coast. It was Jersey and New York. Forgot about them. Yeah, so it was an experience. It was by the coast. I get to that was my first time um there. It was it's because it was my first time there. Like I didn't have any expectations of it. So to get to talk to the people that was native to there, and that was a language barrier, but that wasn't a language barrier. It's like I didn't speak their language, but like we was able to communicate. So I thought that was really cool. Um, and so I don't know, we connected in that way. So I don't know, it was good to be there. It was a great experience. You have a lit crown, Johnny. That's believe it. I mean, listen, this is a that guy. I don't know, man. You got this is an open live, So sometimes people who won't just browse on YouTube, like they can be like, see it. They be like, look at this guy live, and they come in here in the chat. That's why I ignore them. You know what I mean? Because they just be wanting attention. So there's people, man, who see the live, man, and they just be like, let me go in this guy's live and just say something. So that's why a lot of times I don't even read the comments. But but wait, let me read this comment first. Robert Pattinson is the next Batman. Your thoughts? I don't know, man. I'm not a movie watcher. The last Batman I watched, bro, was in the '90s. That's the last Batman I watched. I don't even keep up with it anymore. I didn't know they were still making Batmans. So, but yeah, to the other thought, um, people come in here, but people do say stuff. But when you have locks like this, man, like you just gotta let people get their stuff off, man. You know what I mean? Like, cause people are gonna say stuff about your locks. It's just what it is. Like if somebody shares my picture on the internet, people are gonna be in the comments and they're gonna say what they gonna say. You know what I mean? They're gonna call it ugly. They're gonna say he looks like such and such, and that's just that person's. You know what I'm saying? I thought you can't let it bother you. And plus, I know this. Like I said, this is an open forum, so people just gonna come through, try to get their comment off. You know what I mean? I am fascinated by the cultural differences we exhibit, regardless of our color. How would you define blackness? I ask this with regards to. That's a great question. How do I define blackness? Um, I think a lot of times it's an energy more than it's a color. Blackness is just a lot of times something the way that you do stuff. Like there are certain things that blackness embodies that we can wear or we can do that other people can do it too. Other cultures can do it. It's just not the same. There's just something like it's like seasoning. You know what I'm saying? Like seasoning food is like everybody can season their food the same, or everybody can season their food, I should say, but it won't be the same. That doesn't mean that the other one is better or worse. it's just something that, it's just that you capture it, and blackness captures that, blackness embodies that. So, it's energy. But in that energy, it's not all good. It's not all just the good stuff. It's all the things that we have been through, and all of the things that we still go through and have fought for and still fighting for. All of that is embodied in blackness. Why do people have an obsession with watching stuff that they have a problem? Man, it's polarizing. These dreadlocks are polarizing, man. And even if I didn't have locks, what I'm saying? If I didn't have locks and I was on here with a clean cut, sometimes people, what I'm saying? People will still come through and do what they do, man. It's just, it's the internet, man. People be running wild around here, man. Great content, my guy. Stay up, I'm out. Appreciate you, Sean, Mr. Sean Farrell. Thanks for coming through and giving me your time, man. Freeform journey needs a strong mind indeed, yes. Because you're going to get a lot of stuff, man. You're going to get a lot of things come your way, and it's just what it is, man. Now, that doesn't mean that you should take disrespect just because you feel like people should have their opinion. You know what I mean? But also understand that you can't be everywhere on the internet. You know what I mean? Like, if somebody's getting too crazy, then, I'll deal with it. But did Joe Biden use Kamala, Obama, and Claiborne to get the black vote? His record is bad. The 1994 crime bill. I think there was some pandering, yes. I think there was some pandering that didn't even need to take place. That was actually kind of embarrassing. Not so far embarrassing that he was doing it, but embarrassing. I mean, this happens every year, every election, I should say. So there was some pandering, and it's embarrassing from the standpoint of politicians. They're doing it because they know that it's a tactic that can be done. They don't do that to anybody else. So it's embarrassing from that standpoint that they know that this is how they can connect with us, and this is how they get votes and stuff like that. And I think it's very unprofessional, to be quite honest. So I really hate it from that standpoint. And it's playing on people's ignorance. It's playing on it's go about it as if you do just how you do everybody else to gain everybody else's vote by going about it like a politician professionally, and not doing all the antics and stuff like that. So, but I do think that there was some. Now, do I think that's what got the black vote? I think, and that's why I say he didn't have to do that. They didn't have to do that because the black voters had already had their mindset pretty much, right? So that didn't need to be done. So, but it's done because they feel like that's what appeals to us. So that's what's embarrassing. All right, I'm back live. Should probation and parole be lifted for most people? Some towns are over policed. Um, I think it should be lifted depending on the crime. Do you? No, I am not married. Do you have a favorite spot in terms of like food or to relax? Like favorite sport? Oh, okay. Um, I don't know if people would consider chess a sport, but that would be my favorite. Um, but out of the major sports, football is my favorite sport. Like, are you have an African centered name? Are you African? Because you I know you guys football to you guys is different. Like you football to you guys is like the world football. Football to us is like the football American football. So that would be my favorite sport. Do you think the money they have for people to win in lotteries should be distributed to the homeless? Yeah, it's sensible. Instead of dangling that carrot, rugby. Yeah. Uh, so if you're dangling that carrot of well, we if you guess these numbers correct, we're gonna you can get to win this money, then yeah, why not justice for all? So then yeah, why not give it to people? But is debt consuming most middle class families? Yeah, and especially now. MJ or Bron? That's a tough question to answer. I think that question gets tougher every year. I used to think that it was a very easy question to answer, but now that he keeps playing, and then you think about what he's done at the size that he is, like we've never seen a person like that at that size, this great for this long. Man, I'll still give Jordan the edge, man, but I don't think that it's as easy to say anymore. But you can't really go wrong with either one. So I think in most cases, too, the lottery winners had to be announced and feel like that's the low key putting a target on their back. Rochelle Wallace, have you been to Africa or the Caribbean before? I have been to Africa before. I have not been to the Caribbean. You know what? I take that back. But I've been to the Caribbean before, but it was on bad terms. When Haiti had the earthquake in, was it 2010? Was it? We had to go there to help. So I didn't get to go there to enjoy it, but I did go there. Forgot about that. But I would like to go to the. I love the Caribbean, man. I want to go there. I would definitely live out there, man, on one of those houses on top of those hills, man. Miss Rochelle Wallace, are you from the Caribbeans? Does the FHA still do housing discrimination? There's always gonna be housing discrimination. Um, of all sorts, by different entities. So, yeah, to answer your question. So Epic, are you into is like politics your thing? Do you keep up or do you follow politics really close? Gonna go appreciate the live, King. I appreciate you giving me your time and your energy by watching me. Thank you. My family are from Antigua and Trinidad, but I live in Babylon, London, UK. Okay. The UK is another place that I wouldn't mind visiting there. Mr. RD, Zaylock or Not Nation? I see people who watch me watch them both. I haven't really watched them to, what I'm saying, like I see them. I know the guy Not Nation, he featured me before a couple of times. I know one time back in the day. Um, and somebody said he did recently. But I mean I don't know, like I don't know, I haven't watched them to it. I mean a little, okay. Tom Bennett, what's up? It's 4:46. I'm gonna give it to about 4:50, and then well 4:47 now, so about 4:50. If anybody ain't got no other questions, thoughts, or concerns, then I'm gonna get off. Ronaldo Andrews, has growing your hair affected your spirituality? No, I don't connect my hair to my to spirituality in that way. Did they pin Deshaun falsely because they don't want him to leave the team? There's 22 accusers, right? Now, I think of stuff like that, like this situation like this, right? I have a daughter. I have sisters and I have mothers. I have, nieces and stuff like that. So a lot of times when things like this come out, we automatically, well, not we automatically, a lot of people, I'll say, automatically say it's a money grab or he was framed or whatever. If something like this really happened to somebody, to the women in my family or to women who I, know personally, I tell a lot of people, men and women both, if you're if the woman in your family, whether it be your daughter, somebody, if they came to you and said this to you, somebody did this to them, would you say, and I'm not speaking to you specifically, would you say, nah, daughter or niece or whoever, I think that you trying to get money, or I think that I don't think he really did that to you. I think what happened, what I'm saying, like you wouldn't do that to them. So I think it's important to sit back and let the stuff play out, let the investigation play out, let the facts come out first, and then as they come along, then you can make accurate judgments or more accurate judgments, right? Because we'll never know because we weren't there. Um, but I don't think 22 women is a lot of women, man. Like that's a lot of women to say somebody just framing you. Um, what's going on, Taj Demings? So I mean, listen and listen. Billionaires don't really care about millionaires like that. If Deshaun Watson leaves his team today, right, he's gonna be a billionaire for the next, or I don't want to say he, his wife owns it now. She is going to be a billionaire for the next 30 years. So, what do they need to frame him for? Why would they waste their? Why would they risk their billions of dollars for a guy who makes a couple million or a few thousand? What are some reasons you grew your hair out? Um, I just always liked these types of locks. I would catch myself, staring at people with like abnormally thick dreadlocks, and so I just, I always liked them, man. And so I was like, when I get the chance to, I'm gonna grow some dreadlocks like that, and it just fits me, it just fits my energy. So I went ahead with it. So those are some of the reasons. Do you believe money and fame brings happiness? Absolutely, absolutely, it brings happiness. What's the most weird scenario you've had with your locks? You've had your locks go through your journey. What's the most weird scenario I've had? Okay, I got you. Um, I can't say I've had any. I can't think in any weird scenarios that I've been through uh, that made me feel awkward or anything. Maybe if I think of something while I'm talking, I'll answer you, but I can't think of nothing right now. Hey, bro, I'm young. I'm a young man with a family. During the pandemic, things have been rough. How do you stay positive in these times? Hey, man, first of all, blessings to you, man. I hope things get better for you and your family soon, man. Um, how do I stay, positive during these times? I just, I found things that I like to do, and I did them. And sometimes that doesn't make you always happy, but I try to appreciate the little things, man. Like, you got a family, right? You know, do little things for your family that makes them smile, man, and just makes you feel good, and just say, because it's little things that keep you going. So I would say do little things for your family, man, and keep their energy up through these times. Once their energy up, guess what? Sometimes your energy gonna be up too. So you can do little things like that. Um, find things around you that keep your mind positive, that keep your mind on a straight track. Just don't try to focus on the negative all the time. Focus on what you have, and so you just go from there, man. Know that it ain't gonna last always. So, but I that's what I try to do. Refocus my mind. When I feel down about something, I just try to think about what I have and refocus my mind on the good things that I do have, or some kind of hobby. You know what I mean? Something like that. And I already went past the time of 450. Appreciate that, big bro, for real, man. I appreciate you stopping by to watch and thinking enough of me to ask me for some advice, man. I appreciate that a lot, greatly, in fact. Any more questions? Dr. Umar said they freed Mill to kill Bill, freeing Meek Mill to prosecute Bill Cosby. Are they using Bill Cosby to scare other black comedians and Deshaun to scare players, making people obedient? Um, I think with stuff like that, we got to be careful with stuff like that. That's outlandish. Um, Listen, men rape women. That's a thing. They're child molesters for a reason. That's a thing. People prey on young teenage girls. That's a thing. People drug women, rape women, sexual assault women. That's a thing. Women and girls do lie about sexual assault. That's a thing as well. So what's the medium ground, right? When someone comes up with things like Umar says, right? They just throw it out there with no proof. They just say this stuff, right? And they have an audience that feeds off of that. So people got to be careful with that stuff, with saying that stuff and believing that stuff. I'm not saying that you believe it or not, but um, it's Meek Mill, man. And that's not to say that he's not a significant person, but again, that's not. We're talking about if someone is to believe that there's an entity that runs this country, and they run this whole country, money and all, so they have trillions of dollars to do with this stuff. Why would they? Why would they need to use Meek Mill, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, favorite clothing. Like my favorite brand of clothing. I don't have a favorite brand of clothing. I'm pretty much a very random shopper. I might see some clothing that I like, and I might be like, oh man, I like their sweaters, or I like their pullovers, or I like their hoodies, or I like, it's different stuff. Different stuff, man. There's no one thing. Haitian boy say he is back. Okay, since Haitian boy is back, I'll give this to 5 o'clock. It's 4:57 now. So we got about a 3-minute window for more questions. Let me see what my battery at. 16%. I'm good for another 3 minutes. Like hoodies. Are you saying that you like hoodies or like hoodies? I love hoodies too. Like all season is hoodie season to me, man. Or are you asking what's my favorite clothing store for hoodies? Do you ever do you feel threatened by cops whenever you get pulled over or stopped? Um, in this day and age, I wouldn't say that I feel threatened, but man, it's definitely got to be in the back of your mind that anything could happen. So it's definitely a thought in my mind that things could go wrong really quick. So, but I haven't. Luckily for me, I have not been stopped by police. In since like 2015 or probably like 2013 or something like that. Favorite music genre? I don't know that I have one, honestly. I listen to all kinds of stuff, literally, man. So I might be feeling certain songs and certain genres at a certain time. So I don't really have a favorite one. Do people rock rims on the car like crazy? Down south? Um, yeah, you still got your people who, they got their big rims and they got the 24s and 22s and stuff. But you know what? I haven't even really thought about that. I don't really. I think people have starting to get away from that more. I mean, I see it every once in a while, but now that you actually asked that, I haven't really even seen people with rims on their cars like talking about no more. Not like it used to be. Not like I used to do back in the days, man. So, all right, 5 o'clock. I've been on here for a while, man. I appreciate you guys showing up, man. Coming out, asking me all these, asking the questions, and engaging me in conversation. Will you date a Caucasian woman? I will not. But hey, nothing against people who like to date Caucasian women, just not my attraction, you know. But I appreciate you guys coming through for the live, man. This is one of the another great live, so I think appreciate you guys for coming through, and I will see you guys the next time I decide to go live. How much savings do you need to live in the Midwest or South? I think that is person dependent. It depends on like what type of expenses you have, expenses you have, like where, like exactly where, what type of neighborhoods do you plan on living in those areas. So it all depends. But so I'm gonna get off now. Thank you guys for watching. You too, Mr. RD, as well, and everybody else. Take care.